All right, so come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. And today, I want to go ahead and adjust a bit from yesterday. The 2022 Catalunya, the Merlot Tempranillo blend from Spain. It actually just did a wonderful job of maturing overnight. I poured what was left of the bottle and the unopened bottle in through the aerator, and I put it in the decanter and I let it sit overnight in the wine fridge at about 65, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And today, it has had plenty of time to do all that chemical bonding, unbonding, whatever's going on in there. I'm not an enophile. But today, it's not cold, but it's not room temperature, but it is extremely drinkable. In fact, it is actually very enjoyable. This is a fabulous wine. If you get your hands on it, grab it, just make sure you aerate and let it have some time to breathe and slightly take a slightly more than room temperature feel. And I think you'll be very happy with it. It went from a decent wine yesterday after we aerated for the Guardian, because it started out as it's drinkable, then to decent, but now it's absolutely desirable. So, mea culpa. I just don't normally make a habit of aerating everything that I get my hands on. Usually it's kind of pop the cork and pour, but this is just going to be an exception, but it is a fine exception. So, with that said, okay, so we have the quick crossword number 17-72. We are just we're like 28 days away from being right at the 18,000 mark, and I started out in the 16,000s, so. Or not 17,000, but out of the aughts, so the 17,100. So this will be interesting. I'm looking forward to getting to that point. But let's go ahead and hop into our little grid here and see what we got. I don't want to move this around too much. It's very finicky. So a four-footed mammal. Huh. No idea. Just yet, anyway. And that could be the case at the end, too. We'll have to find out. Easy but deleterious dietary option. Deleterious. So, like, deadly as in deadly deleterious, or as in maybe harmful deleterious, or, well, regardless, this is clearly not going to be something that we want to willfully ingest. So we've got that in a four-footed mammal. I say we just go on down the line here counterclockwise like I think we typically do. See what we got. Recreational area at 4, and this is how the Guardian just does these things. You know, it'll give me a deleterious dietary option, and then the next one may be 4 letters for perhaps a park. We'll see if it's a park, but my experience is it'll probably be a park. So, loyal assistant, as in a 1719 novel. Oh. That's gonna come to me. Not sinking, could be afloat. And I gotta tell you, I love the Guardian. I mean, I'm sitting here all day long, I can't wait to crack this thing open, you know. It's just one of my favorite parts of the day. I love the New York Times Crossword. Been doing it for like 33 years now. But yeah, the Guardian's right up there. I mean, my heart is connected, right? I'm absolutely loving it. And I just wanted to say that. I wanted to reinforce how I feel about this grid. I am so glad for Clill Benton HWOW. Haven't heard from you in a while, my friend, and I don't know if you're no longer around or what, but thanks for introducing me to the Guardian quick. I tell you, it's been a fantastic thing. So we got a teaser here. It could be all kinds of things. Let's see. Someone who has people for dinner with a question mark. I'm still getting used to what the question mark means in the Guardian quick, but I'm liking it, and I think teaser. This is so coming to me, this loyal assistant. Gosh, I hope it does. I hope I don't blank on that. Oh, I think this might be junk food. KFOOD. Doesn't help with that just yet. Skillful. Oh, that's right. I was about to say, well, do I need to put in here a misprint of some sort? But no, that's right. Y'all spell this with only 2 L's, whereas I think in English we'd have 3 there. I could be wrong. Might have 4. I don't know. I've come to rely on spell check too much, I guess. But I think this might be the French adroit. Still nothing on that. Well, I don't know. It could be a quad. Yeah, that could be a quadruped. Druped. Okay, utter. Okay, finally nuanced. Okay, utter. Mythical mountain dweller. Well, I don't know. I can think of 2 mythical mountain dwellers with 4 letters right now. Zeus and a Yeti. I'm going to go with a Yeti. I don't know why. There's no way of knowing what the Guardian would do otherwise. Utter could be outright. So does that help here at all? Finally nuanced could be subtle. Yes, very much so. And by the way, I mean, seriously, Neil, Musty MC, I can't remember his avatar and his username, but Neil, I just know him as Neil. He's a regular viewer, and he's a really majorly contributing member of this village of cruciferbalists, right? But I had mentioned yesterday that to gilt the lily in the United States in some slang circles could mean relieving yourself after, say, too many beers or something, in a meadow or in a park where flowers are growing. And I don't think he'd ever heard that before. And it's so funny. For the first time, I gave him something he hadn't heard. Yet he's always explaining to me crap that I don't have a clue about, right? And I thought that was kind of a wonderful little duality thing, right? It really felt nice. So I thought that was really cool. Surviving, 6 letters, I don't know. Extant. Place to avoid high levies, 3 and 5. So I guess maybe a tax haven. This is what I love about the Guardian so much, though. I don't have all of those intersections to go on. I mean, I have to really, really think through and try to puzzle stuff together. So I think our bird of prey could be a falcon. I think this might be to fixate. And so falcon. Part of the foot. Wow, with an A there, man. I'm always thinking, we got the ball of the foot, and that's why the 4 letters was so crazy. You get the ball, you've got the heel, you've got the sole, and I guess we're talking about the arch. And you get that part of the foot thing. Whenever you see that, you're like 3 or 4 different things that you could go on there. It's so study of speech sounds. Yes, well, that was part of my training as a linguist. Phonetics. You get into morphemes and phonemes and all this stuff. It's just a really cool class. If you've ever had an opportunity to take it or just want to study it on, say, some guru on YouTube, I'd say do it. I mean, phonetics is fascinating. It really is. So I do think this is extant, which is something I had uttered earlier. Outright said. All right, let's see. So, indolent person. Okay, indolent, lazy, right? Do nothing. So I guess we might have lazy bones, but this is where I get a little tripped up because I think in Yank English, that would be 2 words, I think. But maybe it's just 1. I don't even know. I mean, that's how much this is really messing with my world. Crazy. Boat building patriarch, perhaps Noah. And, oh, gosh, do we have a shot at getting a W today? We've got an embryo here, perhaps. Teaser, that could be a riddle. No, it's one thing, and that's the Man Friday. Yes, I knew it meant something to me. I could not recall. And nowadays in the States, and I don't know about it in the UK, but not nowadays. I don't know anybody who would use it these days, and probably rightfully so. But when I first got to working in the early 90s after undergraduate, and during undergraduate, a lot of the people I was working for at the time were in their early 50s when I was in my early 20s, and they all talked about, you just need to get you a good girl Friday. Who do you got working for you now? You need a good girl Friday, until finally, somewhere in upper level English literature, I discovered, the root of that. Okay, so just want to do a quick check. Quadruped, junk food, adroit, subtle, yeti, outright, phonetic, fixate, arch, lazy bones, Noah, embryo, falcon, cannibal, riddle, afloat. I don't see anything that's just jumping out at me. I don't want to take a chance at having fat-fingered something and ruining the opportunity to get a W out of this. So check all. Do it a few times because it always makes me happy. Make sure. Now, please do feel free to comment that I am as blind as a bat or whatever. If that was the case, then my sonar skills would be great. But if I've missed anything, but I think I got a W, and to that, it's time to make a toast. And it's time to beam. This is just great. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna go through here one day and get all the ones that I got right. And I'm gonna have them bound. Probably after I've done this for a year with you guys right here. Fantastic. Okay, what a great grid. My compliments to the setter. And I'll save the last of this for my final toast to you. We'll go ahead and bring down our bannière d'adieu and get rid of the grid. And with that said, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until I see you again. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Abend noch. It's very late. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there. Take care of your friends and take care of your neighbors and your family. Of course, would be especially kind to the person behind you in the queue. Pay it forward. And we'll see you next time going around.